I volunteered in Oakland, California on 64th and Marshall at this very interesting location. It was pretty easy to spot. There's a beautiful mural in the middle of the intersection, which is pretty iconic in the permacultural world. But yeah, this place, pardon the pun, is a very interesting place. They offer a bunch of different workshops, pretty much anything that you can think of, from gardening, farming, permaculture, homesteading stuff, natural buildings, from even mycelium and mushroom remediations. I mean, food justice, food security, just a whole bunch of stuff, the whole 9 yards. They have a lot of demonstration stations like rainwater collection systems, gray water systems, composting, aquacultures, renewable energy systems such as wind, solar, geothermal, pedal power, and they have a bunch of gardens everywhere and everything. And they have this big kind of like art barn. I mean, they feature crafts and costume shops. It's like an open space for either rehearsals, classes, like art exhibits or performances. And they also have community shop spaces. So they have like this big mechanic shop in the back. And beyond that is, I'm not sure if it's the headquarters or just a simple office of a really dope nonprofit in Oakland, California, known as Planting Justice. Another really cool aspect to this place is that some of the stewards actually live there. And some of them live in different things. Some are trailer homes, some are sheds, structures that they personally built on site. And there's even a couple shipping containers. There's also a little greenhouse too. But aside from that, the volunteering opportunity that I went to is known as Get Her Done, which they hold once a month, and we basically get a lot done. The place seems to be doing a lot of different things, and to contextualize it, their About Me on their webpage goes a little bit like this. They are a public-serving experimental learning center that showcases and fosters sustainable living practices, urban homesteading, community resiliency and preparedness, social justice, and artistic expressions. Their goal is to incubate a local sustainability hub to allow people to see solutions in practice, for us to gain access to the knowledge and resources to empower ourselves to take actions in our own lives, neighborhoods or cities or even bioregions. These people at Place hope to grow this green center model into communities across the world in partnership with community centers, schools, parks, recreation facilities, and other local organizations. After we finished several things on the to-do list, we all gathered around to have a very delicious, amazing lunch together. Most of the produce which was harvested on site, and got to listen in on very interesting discussions. And Johnny, who I believe is one of the stewards there, was describing to us some big picture ideas that Place has in mind for the future.
Well, one of the ideas, what we were thinking of Get Her Done, is not just about being on site here, and it hasn't been. We've always gone to the church or down the street or to a couple neighbors, but, and imagine, if you will, people come over to your neighborhood when you have 20 yards of soil dumped in one region, and then in one day, we basically transform all of these front yards into garden spaces. We do gray water off of the kitchen sink into the gardens, and we transform a neighborhood, like even if it's just a couple blocks in each direction. And then you can just do that once, and then a month later you do it again, and a month later do it again, so it picks up speed. We've been working with our councilmen to push placemaking. Placemaking is like reinventing the public spaces in between private places. And so part of that is benches and planters and public art, everything that you're talking about. And so Oakland currently does not have any legislation on the books to deal with that. It's like piecemeal, it's like one at a time. You have to sort of go through, jump a hoop like, I don't know, I don't understand it, it's weird. And then what we're trying to do is get a lot of different neighborhoods on board to come to a training that this guy Mark Lakeman, who started this whole thing called City Repair up in Portland, did, and they did intersection repairs, which the mural in the intersection is part of that inspiration from intersection repair, part of city repair. But he's going to come through in March, and we're going to have like a day-long training with as many different neighborhood groups as possible. And so after that training, getting all brought up to speed with all of the different types of things that you could possibly do, and the process of going door to door and getting your neighbors interested and excited and meeting everyone and having their input, which is the main reason to do it, right? In addition to beautification and all the good stuff that brings, it's getting the people together, right? So after that, then we're all going to like encourage everyone to go lobby your own council person, so that every council person is getting hit from all of their community organizations saying, we need citywide legislation to allow for placemaking, and then our councilman is ready to introduce it. He just wants to make sure that he's introducing it with the support of everyone else, and that he doesn't have to actively go lobby his associates, that we're having our community, extended community, lobby their associates.
So yeah, that was some very big picture stuff there that place is looking into. They completely inspired me to strive and to do some very interesting things in my neighborhood, and pay attention to their workshops and events that they have, and get active. Alright, peace and love, y'all.